Hello, boyos!
Hello, boyos.
This is the Lonercast, where we discuss all things video games. My name is Nick. That over there is Jake.
Hi.
This week we are talking about EA, Xbox Live, and more news on the harassment allegations in Ubisoft. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time on that.
So fun.
I just want to keep it going. I don't want it to die because Ubisoft seems to have a lot of fucking problems. But that'll be later in the show. Last week, we asked you guys, will GeForce Return change anything for the gaming industry? And for once, we got three whole, not one, not two, but three whole comments.
We're blowing up, boys.
We're blowing up. It's the 10th episode. We got some comments from our 9th episode. And so
we're blowing up.
And the only one that really related to our question was from the Meep123. I think G4 could come back as a Twitch channel. Their shows would work well as scheduled streams, and the chat could watch the content together. So that, combined with Twitch already being a gaming hub on the internet, where people can find quality gaming content, like that found on twitch.tv/Lonercast, could be a good spot for G4 to hopefully have new life. And what do you think about that? I think that's a fucking brilliant idea. Like, that makes so much sense to me with the way the world is. I didn't even think about the Twitch industry, I guess, the streaming industry for G4, but that would be a perfect fit, I think.
Yeah, I don't think it's too far off of what I was saying, where they like create their own streaming network. They just, go on Twitch or YouTube is believable as well. I don't know. Like, I think the thing about G4 was that it was like very well edited, like high production news journalism.
True. It was very.
If they go to like a live format, is that really even G4? And then is it really even G4 if it's like not those people from those shows? So I mean, like, I feel like if they recreate those shows like X-Play and Attack of the Show, but they have different hosts, but it's the same format and they upload it to YouTube, that might be cool. But I think like them going to Twitch, it's like, well, that's not even really G4 unless they have Sessler and
Well, the thing about Twitch is they could do 24 hours. They'll have like a live broadcast of kind of like
Premiere Live,
like like the news now. You got the 8:00 news and at like a scheduled time on Twitch. It'll be like 8:00. The 8:00 address the Sess or something like that. Even though Sessler probably won't be on there, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, he hasn't addressed it at all. But yeah, I think it could be cool. Like, because I think it would, like, where G4 was as far as like a video gaming channel, I think they may have just been like a little ahead of their time.
Yeah, for sure.
But at the same time, not, because TV is dead now anyway. But like, I think like an actual network with high production gaming news. I don't know. I'm trying to like a Sports Center, but video games. Like an ESPN for video games.
That would be pretty sweet because like I would when I
video
was
games
working,
are bigger than ever, and we've talked about that on previous shows.
Yeah, like when I was working, there's always that channel that has like the three guys, and they're always complaining or arguing about sports and shit, and they have like infinite things to talk about sports, and it's like you could probably do that with a gaming industries type thing, and it's just like a 3-hour show of three guys just bitching at each other, like what a better game is, or what could have been different in a certain game, and that would be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it makes me think of like not to bring up Greg Miller again. Greg Miller, we're looking at you. Come on the show, Greg. Come on the show, Greg. Also, you're annoying, but come on the show.
Come on the show. Let's talk about that.
But like,
talk about that.
those dudes over at Kind of Funny, they do like a daily gaming news show, right?
Okay.
Which is like what that's just like the first example that came to head. But like the thing about them is like they don't have the money to make like really, really high production, high bar. They're more about building a community over there and blah, blah, blah. Whereas like if G4 did something like that, where they had their daily gaming show and then their weekly like X Play and their weekly like, Attack of
Yeah.
the Show, and then, Cops randomly. No, don't.
Cops. Oh, Jesus.
Don't do Cops.
No,
That'll ruin your
please.
channel.
Again, just don't do that. Please.
But you know what I mean? Like if they had something like that where they had their daily show and then they had their weekly shows and they had like a whole lineup of shows, I think it could really work. And then you could even like, they could have their own channel, even like maybe buy out like a TV station and then make a deal with like Hulu. I mean, I know IGN is already in bed with Disney. Like I know they're doing some stuff over on Disney XD. So I mean, like if G4, like I don't know who the parent company of G4 is, but like if they could get some sort of deal with like Hulu or Netflix, plus they actually have their own network to like premiere those shows, and then those shows come to Hulu like later that night or the next day or whatever it is, I think that could be really cool.
That would be really cool.
I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's just going to be a flash in the pan and we'll all forget about it next week. So
I hope not, though.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, because it said 2021 is when they're coming back. So it won't be next week we'll forget about it. It'll be 2021. We'll be reminded of it and then be like, okay, so that's a thing. It'll come out and then it'll die. And we'll be like, well, that was a thing.
Well, you know who I think would like benefit greatly by doing gaming stuff is Adult Swim. Like I think if G4 had like, how Adult Swim has like the Toonami block where it's all anime for like a section of the night. Well, what if like once a week or a couple times a week they did a G4 block where like this section is for video game stuff? Because I feel like the crossover of Adult Swim fans and video gamers are kind of like hand in hand. I think
they're pretty close. Yeah, for sure.
Like I remember the pre-show Live Live Live.
Live Live Live, yeah.
That was on Twitch.
So good.
During E3. The whole time I watched it, I was like, this could just be a show on Adult Swim.
That's very true. That is very true.
Like if they just did some shit like that with Adult Swim, like I think that would be beautiful as well. So I mean, there's so many different things that could happen, but what I think is actually going to happen is they're going to attempt to do some stupid YouTube thing, and it's just going to be dumb, and it's not going to even pay off. I hope I'm wrong, but I think that's how it's going to be.
Yeah. So with that, let's move on to what you've been playing. What you been playing, Jake? What you been up to?
I'm still just playing Ghost of Tsushima. I am making the prediction now. I was right about Knack 2, but I think by next week I will beat it.
Really?
I'm making that determination now.
No shit.
Still not very far in the game, but I think if I put my head and heart to it, I can beat it this week.
Damn, that's a big, like, I just hit Act 2, so I still feel like I have most of the game to go.
Yeah, I just need to beat it, and if I give myself a goal, I'll beat it.
I guess so. Yeah.
I'm enjoying it. The same things I said last week still stand. It's a little janky, still fun,
still really good.
So hopefully,
slice some
hopefully next week I can like give you my full comprehensive breakdown for Ghost of Tsushima. But here's a fun thing about Ghost of Tsushima. In that game, you can pet foxes, and Ghost of Tsushima players have patted 8.8 million foxes in 10 days in Ghost of Tsushima. So, yeah,
that's a lot of fox pettings.
You know what? Gamers aren't evil. We love to pat dogs and foxes.
I haven't even thought about it, but I wonder if somebody has actually like pulled the bow on a fox and tried to shoot it.
Yeah, you can't do it.
You can't do it?
Not that I've tried, but I've tried.
Okay, so there are people that have tried to pull the bow on the fox.
I mean, of course, it's
before
a video
petting
game.
it.
Like,
okay.
Of course.
Well, that said, I did kill a deer just to see if it would drop anything. I'm like, oh, there's deers running. I'm on a horse. I just arrowed it and It's like, oh, you don't get anything for it, so what's the point?
Just slaughtering deer.
Just slaughtering deer in cold blood.
What you been playing, Nick?
I've been playing Ghost a little bit as well. Just got to Act 2, as I said. Shit kind of goes down in Act 1, at the end of Act 1. I don't know if you're there yet, but I'm kind of worried because I reached a point and I didn't do all the side quests before reaching the end of Act 1, and I don't know if they'll pop back up. So that kind of worries me. Like I might not get all of the stories or whatever. But other than that, I've been playing Monster Hunter World with everybody because it seems like everybody's that we know is jumping back into that game. It's really strange because a lot of people who previously said, no, that's not my game, like you, it's just like, I guess I'll pick it up for $30, you know?
Yeah, it's $30. I had nothing else to play. I also picked up Spyro. Haven't started that yet, but anyway.
Shit, no way.
Nice. It's like $15. There's a huge PlayStation sale. Go on there, get some games.
And then I didn't put it on here because I kind of wanted to surprise you. I've been playing Fall Guys as well.
Dude, you got a code?
I got a beta code, yeah. So I played I tried to stream it, but the audio was all off for the. I was gonna post it on YouTube, but the audio was way off, and I have to do some adjustments or something.
You'll get
so yeah, I'll figure it out. So I played it, and it's really fucking good.
How'd you get a code?
I signed up for like a Devolver Digital beta tester or whatever, so I'll get a code for anything if they need people to test their games or something. So I'm like, fuck yeah, that's pretty cool.
Well, while we're on Fall Guys, that game does drop for free next week. Or tomorrow, actually. Today, it would be today. With the time you're listening to it, it would drop free today on PlayStation Plus. So my plan is tomorrow. I'm going to download that, and I plan on streaming it all night tomorrow. So after you watch this, finish watching this first, but then head over to twitch.tv/Lonercast and watch us play Fall Guys, huh?
Yeah, dude. I'm super stoked. My internet can't stream, but yours can. So I will be in that stream as well.
Yeah.
Dude, it's fun. I'm not going to lie.
Fun. I've been watching a lot of it.
I could see like it getting old after a while, but if they do what they say they're going to do and keep adding maps and keep adding costumes and stuff, it's got like the what is that called? The season pass, I guess, the battle pass, but you don't have to pay for it. You just level up the battle pass and then you unlock different costumes, which I think is a really good form of unlocks, like a good unlock system in a video game, because you always see what you're working towards next and you kind of push yourself to do that. But
I think that would be like the death note for this game, is like if they don't properly support it and keep adding things, because it does seem like the game could get old. But if they keep supporting it and there's like an unbelievable amount of like hype for this game for some reason and
support and money behind it, for sure.
Like everyone seems pretty on board, but as long as they keep, developing new things, putting new things into the game, adding skins, adding maps, adding different things, I'm down to pay for it too.
Since I'm getting it for free on PlayStation, I'm gonna buy whatever the hell. Yeah, I'm gonna try to support them because I was going to buy it in the first place, and they're like, "Hey, it's free," so it's like, cool. I'm just gonna spend the money to support you guys.
Yeah, and I'll spend $20 for the season pass. Fuck it.
It's such a game where it's like,
it is such a game.
It's such a game. Whereas they could easily do like crossovers with other IPs, I guess. Like you could have a God of War like beard and axe, and your guy could run around with like a God of War thing or something like that. Like or even
my mic. They could even like put like some Devolver characters, like
like the Bullet from Enter the Gungeon and stuff like that. That would be really cool. Exactly. But as I was playing it, I'm like, this would be a really easy game to put in like a custom match maker, like in Halo 3, where you just kind of give the tools to the community and the community builds maps, and then you just kind of pick good ones. You kind of mash them together. That way you have infinite numbers of maps, and it would be stellar. because I can see a lot of people just taking bits and pieces of the maps that they've already made and ideas that they already have
I could
and
see that
making their
happening
own shit.
on PC pretty heavy.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Oh yeah, mods for sure.
Also, like on PC, especially, like I could see like custom lobbies becoming a thing. Yeah, I think
for sure. But yeah, that's just some ideas that I've had that would keep the longevity of the game, and I'm super stoked to play with everybody because it's just so much fun. And like once you get your character design and you like keep your character design, I feel like we're gonna bully each other. Like, oh, there's that soda can looking motherfucker, and we'll run over there and like push each other off of the sides, like stopping each other from crossing the finish line and stuff like that.
So 5 o'clock tomorrow, 5 o'clock Pacific time.
Wednesday. Okay.
Wednesday the 5th.
Okay.
Check it. Go to twitch.tv/Lonercast. Watch us play it, or just play it yourself. Whatever. We'll play with you too. That'd be fun too.
Absolutely. And then that's pretty much it. So with that, let's go to the news. And I wish we had some sort of like news, you know. Maybe one day. All right. So the news. There's not a whole lot here, but you know, we do what we can with the limited resources that we have. First bit of news: EA comments on buying new studios, but refuses to discuss Warner Bros. Rumors. This comes to us from GameSpot by Eddie Makuch. And he says, with rumors swirling that Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment is up for sale, gaming giant Electronic Arts has commented about its general approach toward buying studios. As part of the company's latest earnings briefing, EA CFO Blake Jorgensen, who controls the company's money, said EA is more interested than ever in buying studios. He refused to comment specifically on Warner Brothers, but he's pointing out that EA, as one of the biggest gaming companies on the planet, is usually in the mix when studios get put up for sale. It is very rare that we don't get a chance to look at anything that is up for sale, Jorgensen said. You can imagine people call us and say, we're thinking about selling the business, or we're thinking about selling ourselves. That's a weird way to put it. We are a place that a lot of people want to come as a long-term home if they decide to sell the business. We get to look at almost everything. As you've seen in the past, where we've done the best is where we have long-term relationships with people and we really try to buy great talent versus games. He said, I think Respawn is a classic example of that. We were able to bring them into the fold and give them incredible support, and it was all driven by the fact that they have an incredible talent. It wasn't about Titanfall, no offense to Titanfall. It's an amazing game, and maybe you'll see Titanfall sometime down the road, but it was really about the team. That's an interesting kind of a
there's a lot to well, I think there's a lot to unpack here.
Yeah,
personally,
for sure.
I think, like, first of all, obviously Warner Brothers has gone to EA and has pitched themselves, but it also kind of sounds like EA is saying we're not really interested, because he specifically said, like, we like making deals with people who we've had a long-term relationship with, and they have not had a long-term relationship with Warner Brothers at all.
Right.
They've had zero relationship with them. But then the other interesting thing now you hear, and this this might be like totally unintentional on his part, but like the fact that he said Titanfall is an amazing game and you'll see Titanfall sometime down the road was a pretty
good,
pretty interesting.
It sure is. I'm kind of glad he says that. It doesn't really surprise me because Titanfall is fucking incredible and Respawn is great, and it would make them a lot of money as long as they don't fuck it up again. The thing is, though, like, one of the things that I just read was, he's like, we love to have long-term business with people, with like a team, specific team, but like any team that they buy, they seem to just fucking kill off the bat. They're just like, hey, you know, we're gonna buy. What was the thing that they bought? Dead Space. We're gonna buy Dead Space, ruin it, and then you no longer exist. It's like,
True.
really?
True.
And they've done this a couple of times with a couple of different companies. I can't think of any other ones
Yeah.
off the top of my head, but it's just like you don't have the best, long-term relationship with a certain company to keep their IPs. You actually get rid of their IPs, which is kind of shitty.
It would also suck if EA owned both Star Wars and Batman. Man, what a shame that would be.
No, that would be horrible, dude.
But
Could
I
you
mean,
imagine?
yeah, it'd be horrible.
It'd be
There
so
are many
bad.
different ways to like perceive what he's saying though, because like at the same time he's saying, we like to do stuff with people we've had long-term relationships with, but then he's also saying we are more interested in talents versus games, which could
Hmm.
mean maybe he's interested in just buying an independent studio from Warner Brothers rather than all of Warner Brothers
Yeah.
itself. Maybe Rocksteady. I think
Mm,
Rocksteady would be a huge get for anyone to get it, even if they don't get the Batman IP, just because Rocksteady is. I mean,
it's a great team.
they're a marquee team. I mean,
Right.
you think of like the great teams. It's Bethesda.
Ugh.
Well, back in the day,
Back in the day.
CD Project Red.
Yeah.
Bungie.
Yeah,
Naughty Dog,
for sure.
Sucker Punch,
The
Rocksteady would be in that
Yeah, for
group.
sure.
I
It
think.
is an A-list game developing team for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Um,
Well,
yeah, so it's
let's say id instead of Bethesda.
yeah, okay.
There we go.
What's really interesting is that this story I figured this story would just die, this Warner Brothers thing, because I really don't think that they are in the market for selling. I don't know if Warner Brothers would want to get rid of their gaming studio because I don't maybe
I
maybe
think
they
they
are
might.
maybe they are selling teams, and maybe that's what you have to look at is they're not selling the Warner Brothers games as a unit, but they're selling it off as like we don't want to make games, we just want to publish them. And maybe they're becoming a publisher rather than a
I mean, that's kind of what it is. But then they have different studios that they own,
right.
like Rocksteady and Avalanche, and
Right.
uh,
So maybe they're going to try to sell those instead of
getting rid
uh,
of. Yeah,
getting rid of the name,
possibly. But
and then they'll pick up like indie developers and stuff and publish through them. Make it like a really cheap, good deal for indie developers, and that might be a good idea. You know.
yeah, I have no idea. But like, it does seem like they're interested in selling. Uh, I mean, hearing that they're billions of dollars in debt, and then on top of that, probably their biggest moneymaker is their movie studio, which can't make any money right now. Um,
Yeah,
they're
that's for sure.
probably just bleeding money right now, sitting on um, the new Wonder Woman movie. I'm sure they were
Mm,
banking on that making them a ton of money, and
that
now,
looked really fun. Honestly, I know that's
yeah,
not what this movies is not our thing, but it looks really fun, and I would have seen it. I
yeah,
just kind
and
of wish they.
I'm sure Joker made them a shit ton of money, but like, you know what I mean? Like they're bleeding money there. I imagine Rocksteady has been working really hard on their game, and they probably weren't expecting it to take as long as it is, and it's
Hmm.
probably costing a lot more than they
It's yeah,
anticipated,
yeah.
and that's probably true for all of the studios there. And they're just like, man, it just costs more money than it's worth to make video games, and we're just not doing it productively enough. Um, I, I
Yeah,
I think it'd be a huge get for Microsoft to pick that up.
for
Uh,
sure. And it could still be a thing. They could still pick it up. And in August, in this month, I'm guessing that they're going to have another. If it's not this month, it'll be next month. But then I
it
don't
has to
see
be this
it.
month.
It has to be the end of this month where like PlayStation and Xbox release the box and the price and all of their peripherals and stuff, and they're just like, here, this is coming out in November, because if you wait too long, it's just you won't sell as many. But
yeah, well, and
they could come out back on subject. They could come out to be like, oh, and we also bought Rocksteady, and we're shipping the Suicide Squad game.
Yeah,
as a launch title.
That's a huge bonus for anyone planning to buy the Warner Brother companies, because they have games, probably both Rocksteady and Avalanche, and who else is there? I don't know. Their other studios probably all have games that are like almost ready to go.
Pretty much done. They just need money to finish it out. Yeah,
but then it's just like, Warner Brothers, why don't you just like wait it out?
Well, maybe they can't though.
Yeah,
maybe they literally can't. They're just like, somebody's walking in and they're like, hey, look at me. You gotta pay the big boss. He's asking about the money you owe us. Oh, dude, you break your legs, And then the guy's like, well, we're in COVID, and the guy's like, fuck.
They could release the new Rocksteady game tomorrow, and it would make billions of dollars. Like, they should just fucking release it. Even if it's broken, people would buy that fucking game. I think they should just stick it out.
That would be such an interesting marketing move, because that's kind of what Apex Legends did, right? Or yeah, Apex Legends. They just went, hey, we released a game. Good, it's free, And people went, oh shit, no way, and then they picked it up. But like, if Rocksteady did it and like, hey, we made Suicide Squad or whatever they're working on, the next Batman game, people would be like, what? And then they'd like scrounge up money and go pay for it. Within a week, they would be a top seller for sure.
Yeah.
Because I'd pick it up day one probably. Day one or day two,
Yeah, I'd go out tomorrow and put myself in debt to buy that game.
Yeah, man. When was the last time that
Arkham Knight? I mean, that was what, 6 years ago?
Yeah, 6-7 years ago. Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's time. It's time for another game.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this game has to be almost done. Like, it has to be.
For sure.
And I'm sure they had every intention to like drop the trailer for it at this year's E3, and that didn't happen.
It could still happen. It could. I'm saying it could. The Xbox could be like, "Yo, we've got Batman. We got the next DC game, and here it is."
Yeah, but, I was really hoping that, like, even like last year, I was hoping that like Warner Brothers would like really step up their game and like maybe even do their own E3 press conference. Because like, I'd love to see another little shakeup in the gaming industry, because we always see the same guys. We see the Bethesda, we see Ubisoft, we see EA, and we see Sony and Microsoft and Nintendo. Like, those are the guys. And it's like, man, it'd be really cool if we could throw another one in there just to shake it up a bit. Like, here's Warner Brothers, but now it just doesn't seem like they're, because they could be huge. I mean,
last time there was Square joined up.
Oh yeah, Square,
and that was kind of cool, but they didn't show a whole lot.
Just like Capcom, I guess, but like, yeah, it'd just be cool to see Warner Brothers, because I mean, Warner Brothers has made some great games. I mean, they made the Shadow of Mordor games, the Batman games, that Mad Max game. Like,
oh yeah, that's true.
They've made some really cool games. Like,
for sure, they've knocked it out of the park. Really, honestly, for sure. With talking about Xbox, the Xbox Live is rumored to end. I guess that's a big rumor. This comes from Paul Casey at Forbes. He says there are currently rumblings that Microsoft is going to kill off the concept of Xbox Live Gold entirely. The subscription service that usually retails around $60 a year, which gives players the simple ability to access online multiplayer for Xbox games. This week, Microsoft confirms that Halo Infinite would have free-to-play multiplayer, and yet it is not free if you still have to pay for gold. So here's what's extremely likely to happen. Free games like Halo multiplayer and Fortnite and such will be truly free to play across Xbox hardware without any sort of subscription, just an internet connection. Xbox Live Gold will go away entirely, and yet Game Pass will become the new standard instead. This makes total sense.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah, I think it's likely to happen. I mean, I think a lot of people would be happy about this. People were bitching and moaning about Xbox charging during the 360 era, and PlayStation didn't charge. PlayStation just had their like special service if you wanted it. But now it seems like Xbox has figured out a solution, which is, hey, you could play your games online for free, but we also have this service that like gives you hundreds of games if you want to play them.
Yeah.
Also, like you never have to buy a game again.
Yeah, it seems like it's going more down the route of Netflix and Hulu and stuff like that, where you just have a wide library. You don't actually own the games. It's just like you can pay $15, play a game, beat it in a month, end your subscription. Another game comes out, pay $15. It seems like a great idea, but for those collectors like myself, I still feel like, there's those games that I have to own, like Cyberpunk. I have to have it physically. I have to have the box.
Yeah.
I have to have the statue. I have to have the steelbook. Most importantly, I have to have the steelbook. And it's just like, you can't do that with the digital game. So it does have its downsides for us older things, but it's
the truth is the same about movies.
Right.
You're not gonna like most people don't buy movies. Like honestly, most people don't buy movies anymore. But you could still go out and buy the Blu-ray or the Steelbook Blu-ray. I mean, I just think it's the only logical step for video gaming is to go this route of
for sure
streaming. I think it's a good idea for Game Pass to remain like a download service as well, because
yes, please do not stream it.
Even my internet, well, because like even my internet and like I want to stream a game to my Twitch channel, plus I'm streaming a game to play.
You have to download the game and you also have to upload the game. It's gonna crash. It's gonna be horrible.
That'd be horseshit. So yeah, keep that service, but then it's like they can justify keeping that service because right now it's like $9 for Game Pass and then $15 for Game Pass plus Gold.
Mm-hmm.
They can justify it staying $15 by saying now you also get the XPlay or what
right,
is it?
xCloud.
xCloud. So now they can continue charging $15 a month for it because it also includes xCloud, which if you have Game Pass because you're using, Game Pass to download games, you might as well try it out on your phone and see how well it runs. Like I think it's
for sure.
It's totally the step in the right direction. I think internet speeds are only going to get better, especially in America. Like it's only going to get better. So like you might as well start planting the seeds now pretty heavy because dude, I'm telling you, like 5 to 8 years, we're all going to be streaming games and it's going to be flawless.
Yeah, well, I would hope so. I mean, if you live in the desert, the sticks, you're not going to have the same internet connection as somebody who lives in downtown New York, So
yeah, but they'll have the like same quality of internet that we have now.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
you know
but
what
then
I
you
mean?
still
Like,
don't want I get it. But you still don't want to, stream off of that kind of
internet's just going to keep getting better and better though. So you might as well start really hammering it home because it's going to be the way to play games. And the fact that I can play, Halo on the shitter, on my phone sounds like a pretty cool proposition. Plus
sounds pretty dope.
Plus the screen on my Galaxy S10 is pretty fucking dope. So I'd love to use it for that.
That's true. That's true. A lot of new phones have that OLED screen, makes everything really nice. This is the same thing from Tom Warren on The Verge. He says, I've been writing for months about the importance of Xbox Games Pass and Microsoft's strategy to leverage the subscription service to reach as many million more Xbox to reach to leverage the subscription service to reach many millions more Xbox players than traditional consoles do. Jesus, that was terrible. Microsoft wants to build the Netflix for video games, like we were saying, and early indications show that its bet is already starting to pay off with 10 million subscribers. Wow, that's a lot of people. Some developers are also reporting increases in game sales and more players. And Microsoft has some big plans ahead with xCloud for Game Pass, particularly around the ability to instantly play games or demos, like you were saying with the game xCloud. Yeah, I did not realize that 10 million people were subscribed to
right
their subscription.
I think, I mean, like, how many Xbox Ones are sold? Like 50 million? I don't even know. I could look that up, but a large amount of people who own the Xbox One also have Game Pass. It's like the reason to have an Xbox One now is Game Pass. Plus all the people over on PC who are now starting to dabble with Game Pass and being like, hey, it's a pretty good service.
Shit, no way. You were like right on the dot. 50 million is what it says.
That's what
it's
I
just
thought.
About an estimate, yeah.
But yeah, it's like that number is only going to grow. I feel like whoever buys the XX, as I like to call it, the Xbox Series X, that'll catch on one day. Whoever buys the XX,
yeah, I like it. I'll fucking use it. For sure.
The XX.
It's a good one.
But whoever buys the XX is gonna be on Game Pass. Like, it's just inevitable. So even if they only sell 30 million consoles,
they're still getting $15 a month from all of those people. From
probably 25 million, or 25 million of those people.
Yeah.
Let's assume 5 million just throw it in their corner, But 25 million of those people are probably going to use Game Pass. Plus everyone who is on computer and is like, let's just fuck with Game Pass. Plus everyone who's like, I wonder if xCloud is going to work with my phone.
Right.
Or my tablet or whatever. Like, this thing is just going to explode, I think. I really do. I think this whole console war thing is not even a question anymore, because I don't think Xbox gives a shit about how many consoles they sell.
No, I don't think so either.
It's just an opportunity for people who want to have a nice rig for cheap to play games off of Game Pass.
Yeah.
It's just an option for them to sell their actual product, which is Game Pass.
For sure.
Yeah, it's the future for them. So Sony wins the console war.
Sony wins, yeah.
But Xbox wins the money.
Or the future. Xbox wins the future.
I guess, but like Sony doesn't even have to fuck with this, because like Sony is inevitably going to sell another 100 million consoles.
Yeah, it's a different market. It's a very different market that Sony is going to.
I think the PS4 is close to like 200 million consoles sold. You could look that one up too, see how close I am to that. So pretty huge difference between Xbox One and PS4. And like Sony's like, we don't even care. Like, we have a PlayStation now. If you want to use it, you can. We don't give a fuck.
You were not close. You were double. It's 102 million.
Okay,
units.
Whatever. Still 50 million more than the Xbox One. Yeah, 200 is probably closer to PS2 numbers.
PS2 is to 150.
Okay, yeah.
So, yeah.
But yeah, my point remains. Like, they don't even have to worry about it. Like, they sell their consoles and they can sell their games, no problem. Like, it's not an issue at all for them. But it might be an issue for them one day if they don't start thinking about it. But I honestly don't think it will. I think they could keep doing what they're doing and do just fine doing that, just like Nintendo has for so many years.
Yeah, well, there was that Wii U year that didn't do too well.
Yeah,
but other than that,
the Wii did so well that they were just like, whatever. No skin off our bones. Just like PlayStation, if the PS5 doesn't do well, it could be like, well, no skin off our bones. The PS4 a
Yeah.
gazillion consoles. Like,
we'll just have to release the PS6 a little earlier and make it better,
And we'll implement all these things that people want. But
yeah, for sure.
I think it's nice to have that option with PlayStation, where it's a more classic console experience. Obviously, they're still pushing the digital sales, but it's the more classic experience of how owning a console, and I think a lot of people are into that. Old fucks like us are into that.
Yep. I'm excited. Xbox is getting out of that whole box kind of thing, and they're moving towards the digital aspect of it, whereas PlayStation's like, hey, we remember you old guys that are like 30 and still fucking playing video games.
Yeah.
You want this. And it's like, yeah, I fucking do, because I'm a collector and I like to see the hardware and stuff.
Yeah, and Sony is still pushing the we are your entertainment system. Like, this is
right.
what we are. Where Xbox, it seems, is trying to do a bit more than that, where we are everything. Which,
good for them. Gaming everywhere. Yeah,
good for them. Like, they're going to make $1 gazillion doing it. I think it's genius. I was pretty down on Xbox this entire console cycle, but like, I can't look at this and like deny that what they're doing is fucking genius.
Yeah, it's really smart.
They're basically saying we can sell 5 million consoles and be totally fine because everyone's still going to use Game Pass. In fact, next generation, they could be like, we're not releasing a new console. We're just going to put Game Pass on PlayStation.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck.
Which would be nuts. Could you imagine Xbox on PlayStation?
Xbox on the Switch?
Yeah, that'd be nuts.
Like Game Pass on the Switch seems totally likely to me. The fact that because like they've made deals with Nintendo and Microsoft have worked together for years, doing Minecraft stuff. Like I could totally see that happening.
Yeah. Yeah, I could, maybe not like in the near future, but maybe in a future, a distant future.
I think
a few years from now, 5 years, 10 years.
I don't think like 3 years is out of the question to see Game Pass come to Nintendo.
I don't know.
Because I don't think Nintendo would look at it as a bad thing at all. They're like, we're not competing with you. You're just helping us sell more Switches.
That's very true.
Yeah.
I like that idea. That would make sense because Xbox is on this next level of digital gaming, cloud gaming, and they're not in direct competition with Nintendo or PlayStation. So it would make sense for them to be like, hey, we're not your competitors anymore. Let's get onto your console. It'd be freaking cool. It would be really cool.
I'd love it.
It would be like a chain, like being born and having the console wars as like a consistent thing after the PlayStation 2 and the Xbox original. It's just like, and then going to something that could happen like Xbox on PlayStation. It's just kind of mind-boggling a little bit,
Yeah,
it's kind of cool.
My only question though is like, before we move on to the next story, is how long do you think it is before we start seeing like, because Netflix was alone for a while doing the streaming stuff. There were like a couple other things, like Hulu's kind of always been there, but like it didn't really start to make noise until sort of recently, it feels.
Right.
But now it seems like, everyone is making a streaming service over on that market, like video streaming. Now we have HBO, we have Peacock, we have, Disney Plus, all these different streaming services. So now Netflix is kind of like, oh shit, and they've had to really up their game as far as producing quality content. Whereas before they could really just rely on releasing other people's games.
For sure.
Or shows, rather. Sorry.
Right. You're thinking about GameFly.
How long before like, Game Pass can do this a while for themselves, but I think it's only a matter of time before someone comes out of the woodwork and it's like, I see that market. I see you're alone in that market. I think I could join this market.
Yeah, maybe WB could do something. Maybe they could come back, and they're
Well,
just like, "Oh shit, we know how to do that. We can do this."
I don't think it's out of the question that EA would do it. I don't think they would do it successfully because everyone kind of hates EA. But like, I think it could be like some random company that we wouldn't expect. Even
Yeah.
Apple, like
Ooh,
Apple could come
please
out as.
no, please no.
But like, Apple is much better with software than they are with hardware. So
Yeah, but
like,
they're also extremely expensive.
yeah, sure, but it's a streaming service. It can't be more than $15, $20.
Yeah, I guess so.
Uh, yeah, Apple. I just use them as an example though. Like, it could be anyone. It could be Dell. I just looked at my computer screen. That's why I said Dell. But like,
Dell Gaming.
I think as soon as that happens, I mean, fuck, it could be Sony for all we know. Like, Sony could be planning something crazy like that too.
Well, that would be really bad news for Xbox if Sony was right behind them with this.
I
And they're
don't
like,
know, dude. I don't know if Sony could pull it off the same as Microsoft.
who knows? It's a new concept, and we'll just have to wait and see.
Because like Sony's always been better at the games, and they've been better at just releasing a quality console and hardware. But as far as like systems and internet, they've always been a step behind Microsoft.
That's true.
Always.
That is true.
I mean, even going back to the original Xbox, like, yes, the PS2 did a lot better, but that was because no one really knew what online gaming was at the time.
Right.
I mean, even the 360, where it's like they had party chat. PlayStation didn't have party chat.
That's
like,
true until the next generation. Yeah.
I mean, straight up, PlayStation got hacked in like 2008.
Yeah. They had to like shut down all of the internet access for
so like
a while.
This is an area where Sony, they'd really have to invest in some very smart people to like help them out, because they've never been good at this.
True.
So
very true. All right. Well, we'll move on to the next story. I think we got news from James Batchelor from GameIndustry.biz. And he says Tommy Francois has left Ubisoft. This is following the harassment and abuse misconduct allegations that Ubisoft has been going on. Didn't know who Tommy Francois is before I read this, but
cool name.
All right,
Francois.
So James Batchelor says Tommy Francois has left Ubisoft amid allegations of misconduct, harassment, and abuse. The publisher has confirmed to Game Industry Biz in an email statement that Francois, who served as vice president for editorial and creative services, has left the company effective immediately. No further details were given, but Francois has been placed on disciplinary leave pending the results of an investigation into sexual harassment and abuse at the company. We're not going to stay on this one for a while. I just kind of want to keep you updated on the whole Ubisoft allegations bullshit and how shitty of a company it might be to work for Ubisoft.
Do you think this like affects their public perception at all? I feel like it doesn't.
Maybe for me.
Yeah.
But also, if you put out a good game, you put out a good game.
Yeah, we're very much in the know-how. Yeah, it sucks that that's the case. Yeah. It also sucks that I'm probably going to buy Watch Dogs. Like,
yeah, I mean, it looks good. It looks fun, Like, yeah. I'm sorry, the guys. There's real assholes higher up in Ubisoft, but the people who made the game, it's just made a good game.
It's just like Good Will Hunting is an amazing movie, even though Harvey Weinstein was the producer on it. But yeah, separating the art from the artist. But like, it's almost like, man, I wish this was like bigger news. Honestly, I wish more people were talking about it. I wish this stuff was really coming out. So at the very least, the people in these companies could just be scared.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
The higher ups, like, so they could be scared too. Like, so they know if this is going on in our company and the fans find out, they're going to stop buying our games. Right. I wish that was the case, but it's not.
Yeah, it's not. It really sucks because it's people are getting mistreated, and I've been in work environments where I've been mistreated and shit, and you don't stay very long. But like, if I worked my ass off in video gaming, which I've always wanted to do. Worked my ass off, and I finally got a job at Ubisoft, who made Assassin's Creed, one of my biggest games that influenced who I am as a gamer. I'd be like, fuck, dude, I am never leaving. And then you get a boss who just harasses you and like calls you names or anything really, and it's just like, dude, this sucks. I don't want to work here. I get good benefits, but I don't want to work here anymore because I'm just getting harassed on a daily, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, this might sound like tinfoil hat stuff, but like, I think it's pretty fair to say, like, the gaming industry is pretty incestuous. Everyone knows everyone. Even all the games journalists know all the developers, and like, it's all very connected. So, I mean, it's pretty easy to be like, hey, this person is talking out and saying bad things about us. Don't hire them. So, I mean, like, you could ruin your whole career by speaking up against these guys. I mean, I'm scared of Greg Miller.
Come at us, Greg Miller. Come at us. Come on our show.
I'm just kidding, Greg. We love you, Greg.
We love you. I want to punch your face. We love you so much. Come on the show.
Oh, we're so
I love
dumb.
what you did with the gaming community. I hate you so much. Get on the show, please. Please. I'd love to have you and your stupid face.
You could come on our show. We get no viewers. You're not trendy anymore. He used to be the trendy gamer, but now he's not because he's coming on our show. Greg. We're
so fucking stupid.
People were invested in the show until they got to this point. They're like, what is happening?
But you know what? Speaking of the future with our interviews with Greg Miller, speaking of the future, here's what else you can look forward to in the near future. Next week, we've got Fall Guys coming to PlayStation Plus.
Also,
we already talked about that.
Also, tonight,
Tuesday. Okay.
Tonight, after you watch this video, I know you're a gamer, so you just woke up and it's about 3:30. So after you're done watching this video, it's going to be about 4:30. Wait 30 minutes, go grab a drink, go grab something to eat.
Brush your teeth if you do that.
5 o'clock, we're going to be streaming Fall Guys over on the Twitch channel.
Oh, so it's not Wednesday. It's Tuesday.
And
dude. Probably Wednesday too, yeah. So, 5 o'clock. Probably all week. All days. Week long, probably, honestly.
Well, probably not all week, but at least Tuesday and Wednesday I'll be doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so that comes out. We're really excited about that. We'll definitely be talking about that next week for sure, and how much fun we've had, or how much fun we didn't have.
Yeah, we're objective on like IGN and Greg Miller. Oh my god!
Come on the show. Come on the show.
Tell us you're not. Prove to me.
Yeah. Be a cool dude for once. All right. Fuck, man. We're such assholes. No, we love you. For real, we love you. But
also, get your shit together, Greg.
Get your shit together. You're such a sellout. Also next.
What's true? What is it? I don't know. Where does the joke end and where does the truth begin? I don't know.
You decide. Come on the show and we'll tell you.
Come on the show and we'll let you know what's true and what isn't.
Yeah. Or maybe we won't. Who knows? Maybe it'll just be a nightmare.
Probably that one.
Or a dream come true for one of us. All right. Next, I can't even. The next thing that is happening that just came out, news, as the time we're recording this on Monday, PlayStation State of Play is happening this week, Thursday, at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's really fucking cool. And I have a little quote. This is straight from the PlayStation blog. It says, the episode is weighing in at 40 plus minutes. Exclamation point in fucking brackets, I guess. You might be excited. We've got a great lineup in store featuring plenty of new gameplay footage and other game updates. Can't wait to hear from you and what you think. And to be super clear, there will be no PlayStation Studios updates in Thursday's episode. There won't be any updates around hardware, business, pre-orders, or dates either. On Thursday, our focus is squarely on showcasing some cool upcoming games coming to the broader PlayStation ecosystem. Should be fun.
So it's a third-party conference.
Yeah, it's a third-party conference. They'll probably have indies. They'll probably, do something. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's 40 fucking minutes. So
yeah, I didn't know what this was, but yeah, it's probably going to be a lot of indies. They'll probably show off, Assassin's Creed was at Xbox. It's probably going to be at this now.
You think so?
Yeah, I do. They'll probably show off the new Call of Duty. Seems.
Oh yeah.
Seems likely.
Yeah. I mean, 40 minutes. Like, you could put a lot of shit in 40 minutes. So,
for a long time, Bungie was, buddy with Sony there for a while. Seems like they're pretty buddy with Xbox. I was gonna say, maybe we'll see some Destiny stuff, but I actually kind of doubt it.
Yeah. You know what I'm really looking forward to, really hoping for, is a game that they showed in like one of their first stated plays. It's called Humanity. That's where you're like playing as a group of people. It looks like I would love to see more on that game because it looks like a puzzle game based off of like hordes of people, and that looks pretty interesting. And I want to see more. I want to see, what it is. But yeah, that's all that's coming up. Really, we'll definitely. It's 40 plus minutes. We will definitely be covering that in next week's episode for sure.
So for next week's episode, my question to you in the comments. Everyone answer them, and we will give you the correct answer next week.
Yes. We know. We'll read it. We'll read the best comment.
We will read
the closest comment. We'll
read multiple comments if they're good.
Or even pertaining to the question. They're not pertaining to the question. Like, we got some really interesting comments this show.
If they're funny enough, we will talk about them. You could ask us anything in the comments. It doesn't really matter. But the question that we're specifically asking is, will Xbox Live being free, and if it's free, and Game Pass being as awesome as it is, will this encourage more gamers to make the jump from PlayStation to Xbox? Let us know in the comments. What do you guys think?
You tell us. Also,
I want to answer it right now, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, because you know the answer.
I do.
Yeah. I don't know the answer. You haven't told me the answer, but you know the answer.
Wait. I'll give it to you now. Now you got it. That's just how close me and Nick are.
I got it. Yeah, there's a little bit of lag between the digital.
We could telecommunicate like that. It's pretty dope.
Absolutely. Also, if you have questions for us, leave them in the comments. We'll do like a question segment because those are always fun. I always like those.
Yeah.
Who knows?
But we probably won't because we probably won't get any questions.
Come on the show, Greg.
Greg!
The shit.
Check
we
out
need more questions.
Check out the Jake and Corey show, which Nick spells Corey wrong every week. There's no.
I don't even put that in every week. I'm sorry. That's just in the fucking blueprints of the thing. So
So check out the Jake and Corey podcast every Monday. We're talking politics all the time, and it's a good time. Check us out on Twitter, Emergency Pizza _. That's me. Fatal _microwave. That's that guy over there. And then, like I said, I've called it out many times. Twitch.tv/Lonercast. Good things. Bye-bye.